Assalamu alaikum everyone, and welcome back to part 2 of our video on domestic violence. This video will talk about the different signs and warnings to look out for if there is somebody in your life that you are concerned about. We will also look at the different types of abuse that fall under the category of domestic violence and what are some of the things that you can do if you are experiencing any of those. First of all, sometimes with people in our lives, friends or family members, we may start to notice certain behaviors that are concerning. Some of the things that you may notice if somebody is in a relationship that involves domestic violence are certain very controlling behaviors. You may notice that their spouse or significant other is very demeaning and critical and shames them in front of people. They may be very critical of everything they say and do. They may control their every choice, such as answering questions for them, not allowing them to speak up for themselves, choosing food or drinks from a menu even, telling them exactly how to dress. It may involve being jealous and dictating who and when they can spend time with someone. You may find that you have trouble setting up times to talk to or see this person because they are always having to check and get the permission, as it were, of their significant other. I will be glancing down on my notes to make sure that I have covered this topic fully. You may also hear that this person is controlling finances. Your friend or loved one may not have access to their own money, even money that they have earned. They may constantly have to ask in order to be allowed to spend money or purchase certain items. It may even include day-to-day things such as shopping for groceries or everyday necessities. This person may also be experiencing threats related to their children if they have a parent. They may always be being threatened with having the children taken away. So if you notice any of these different signs, these may be warning signs that should lead you to question that person in a very calm, non-confrontational manner. Let them know if they are struggling with anything. Let them know of the different resources available to them, such as the numbers we posted on our previous video, and we will include in the comment section of this video also. Recommend them to talk to somebody, a therapist, a counselor, and be that person that they can open up to without judgment, knowing that they will not be shamed or blamed if they share this part of their life. There are different types of behaviors that fall under the abusive behaviors of domestic violence. The first one is physical behaviors. This could be anything such as hitting, hair pulling, choking, limiting access to food or the ability to sleep. Any type of sexual abuse and coercion are all behaviors that fall under the physical abuse category of domestic violence. Obviously, there may be other behaviors that fall under that physical category, but unfortunately, there are too many different physical abusive behaviors to list here. But anything that relates to physically harming or restraining or coercing a person would fall under those categories. The next one would be emotional abuse, and that can be anything ranging from name calling, critical behavior, isolating that person from access to friends and family, whether it's speaking on the phone or spending physical time with them, not allowing them to spend time with people alone. Breaking somebody's self-esteem by constantly blaming them for the way that they are being treated, for making them believe that they deserve this type of abuse and that the abuser's behaviors are a result of their behavior somehow. Also, telling somebody that they will never find another person, that they are not worthy of being loved or taken care of or respected, and that really makes somebody afraid of speaking out or leaving that abusive relationship, because eventually they do internalize everything that they hear and they do start to believe these things about themselves. In terms of financial abuse, that could include closely controlling or monitoring a person's finances, being very involved or controlling in what they purchase, when they purchase it, how often they can purchase it, how much they can spend. It may include not giving somebody access to their own paycheck or any bank accounts or bank cards, giving a very limited allowance and making that person repeatedly have to ask for things that they need, including everyday essentials such as groceries, clothing, and medication. Finally, there is also digital abuse, which is something that we tend not to think about, but is something that is very prominent and relevant in our day and age today. We all have electronic devices. Many of us have different social media platforms that we operate on. So you may find that somebody is closely monitoring every social media platform a person has, reading and checking their emails before they're allowed to send any, reading any emails that they receive or any text messages, having access to that person's passwords for all of their different online accounts, sending abusive messages, text messages, emails, or threatening messages. All of these things fall under the digital abuse category. If you are somebody who has experienced or is currently experiencing any or many of these different types of abuse, here are some of the things that you can do. The most important thing would be to make your case by documenting these different instances of abuse. Of course, you have to be careful when you're writing these things down to make sure that you are hiding this somewhere where it is not going to be found by your abuser. You should be keeping a journal of everything that is happening with detailed descriptions of those behaviors and also how frequently they occur. This includes keeping dates and times of everything that's happening. It's very important to write down a statement that clearly describes what you're going through. And if there were any witnesses at the time, it would be important to write down what they witnessed and try to get a statement from them also. Try and take pictures of any bruises you may have or any types of broken or damaged furniture or other items in your home that resulted due to some kind of altercation. Of course, it's very important to seek medical care as needed. That will be another form of not only treating yourself because of your health, but also documenting everything that's going on. Try to file a police report. I know people are very reluctant to do this, but it's very important that this is documented and there is a police report so that if anything happens in the future, you have that to back you up and show that this is a consistent behavior. And also try to print any emails, text messages, or take screenshots of any types of digital abuse that you're experiencing or any types of threats or threatening messages. I know that hearing about this and talking about this may be very difficult and very triggering for many people, either because they are currently experiencing this, they have experienced it in the past, or they are very afraid and aware that somebody they know and care about is experiencing this. It doesn't do any of us any favors to not speak up about this. There should not be shame or blame involved in these type of abusive situations. We have to normalize the conversations around difficult topics such as domestic violence in order to help the victims feel comfortable in speaking up and know that they will not be blamed, they will not be shamed, and they will not be made to feel that they are at fault for being in these situations. We must take a stand against any form of abuse and any form of injustice that might be happening and is currently happening in our communities and other communities. I encourage you to be that safe, non-judgmental person that people can go to. I encourage you to speak out and respectfully and gently talk to people that you may be concerned about and educate yourself in the resources that are available so that you may be able to give them to somebody in need. Thank you once again for your time and your attention in this very important matter. Until next time, Assalamu alaikum.